Welcome to another episode of Demystifying Gay Porn. My name is IK Grande, and if you've watched gay porn in the past 12 years, I've definitely helped you get off. Today, my special guest is a content producer, porn star. How else can I describe you? A man of the world. What else would you put in there for a description?
That was a perfect description.
Perfect description. Luca D Amore, right? Luca D Amore.
Of course. Your Italian is perfect. Luca d'amore.
Luca D Amore.
Of love.
So people that are not Italian, what does your name mean?
So Luca is a very actually common name in Italy. And d'amore means of love.
So Luca of love.
And everybody was like, you need like a last name in the porn industry.
Yeah.
And life is so cheesy and short that I was like, I'm just going to go for the cheesiest last name. And that's when I came out with D'Amore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how long have you been in the industry?
I would say probably like 7-8 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you think or what made you want to get into the industry?
So I quit my restaurant job. I was like managing and stuff with a lot of straight people. And I said as a joke, I want to be in my jockstrap working with gay people.
And here you are.
Yeah, and then literally within like 4 days, I think I found my first go-go gigs. And I was always like, oh, I really, really, really want to work with like in nightlife, with drag queen and porn star. And I always thought, oh, what if I'm going to be 70? And then I'm going to look back on my life and say, you know what? I did everything, including porno. Probably a couple of friends, they're really a good name in the porn industry. One is Atlas Grant, and the second one is Avatar Akia. Avatar is, I think, is a newcomer.
Avatar is going to be here in a little bit.
Oh, wonderful. And then Alan has been in the porn industry for quite a while. And they were like, yeah, I think it'd be perfect. Why don't you do it? And, you know, they had Just for Fans and OnlyFans. And they were like, why don't we just film and see if you get a feeling for that.
You are European.
Yes, sir.
Born and raised in Italy.
Born and raised in Italy.
How different is sex viewed in Italy as opposed to here in the States?
Oh, that's a good question. Also, I have to say that I come from a very open-minded family.
Okay.
What
do you mean by open-minded?
Like, they're like very socialist. My dad is like, we'll do grocery for my mom. I took paternity leave from work to make sure that he was taking care of me. Yeah, so they're very, very open-minded. I guess maybe they were too open-minded because they let me do theater and dance and painting and
maybe
stuff
they
like
knew. Maybe they knew at an early age.
No, they said they didn't knew this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend and boyfriend. So
okay. So do you consider yourself fully gay, or do you?
I think I'm definitely fully gay.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I like sexuality. So funny things I would love to lick woman boobs. If there's a transgender performer out there, I'm very happy to film with you.
Good.
Like big tits and big dicks, I'd be more than happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
But yeah, I like to make out with everyone.
When did you come out of the closet? When you were in Italy, or were?
When I was in Italy, I probably was 16.
Okay. So
I think
early
I
on.
fell in love for one of my best friends, and I was writing down in the diary, and like, I don't understand. This person is the perfect woman for me. Like, everything he is. I don't know, is what I'm imagining from my wife or something.
Really?
Like
About
that.
a
Yeah.
man? Okay.
And then I was like, but he's a man. I'm so confused.
So would he have been the passive one in the relationship? Is that?
And he, like, no, I'm not sure.
Because you were saying wife, and I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know. I really, really liked him, and he took a lot of interest in me. Also, apparently was well endowed. That's what all my girlfriends were telling me. And I told him I was gay. I said, listen, I love you and I care for you. You're not just a friend. And he said, okay, thank you. We're still going to be friends, but.
That's very nice.
Like.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna ask, did anything happen? Did anything come out of it? Okay.
Apparently he had a gay friend when he was at the university. And he was telling me, oh, I really like this guy, but he's a guy, so I'm not sure. Should I try a little bit? I don't try with girls. I was like, damn it, couldn't you tell me that when I was in high school?
Could have been you. Do you know if you ever went through with it? Or?
No, I didn't.
No? That goes to the saying, they always say that if you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. But I think that there's percentages of sexuality. Like
there is a whole spectrum. They said that was called the Kinsey scale, when like you are...
Absolutely.
There's really very few people that are 100% gay, 100% straight, and then bisex, and then everything is in between. And then apparently there's a new scale, I forgot the name, where it's not only rated by if you're straight or gay, but also is rated by your. I'm gonna say in a funny way, but it's rated by the level of horniness. So, if you're more sexual or if you're more on the asexual spectrum.
Okay.
And that puts you in a different part of that scale.
Now I got to look it up because I know the Kinsey scale. I always reference it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you did because that's like, for me, it's the gold standard because of all the research that went into it. Not necessarily the best research sometimes because I've seen, he was not biased by any means. He took a little bit of everything. So there are young people, old people, pedophiles. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there that nobody really talks about, but is there.
We went to a wedding of straight people, and I don't know, like she wanted to get fucked by someone else because it was it was the engagement party. Sorry, not the wedding.
Okay,
engagement party. They invite us over because they love gay guys. And like we were literally jerking off as like a stray guy was about to fuck her.
Now, one question that I had to ask you. You just said right now you went to a wedding with your main partner.
Yeah.
What exactly is a main partner?
So I'm in an open relationship. He doesn't want to be part of the porn industry, so I don't advertise him on Twitter or anything. Sometimes on Instagram I do. We work before in clubs where like we're half naked, we kiss each other. We've done it for like 3 months. It's very supportive. We have lovers. We share a lover. I have my own lovers. But we've been together for a long time, almost 9 years, I believe.
So that's like your main partner for life. That's
okay. We talk about what do you think about open relationship? We started about talking, which I think we're gonna talk about it very soon. Fetish. So both of our friends were like, "Oh, you guys should hang out with each other because you love water sports." So we're like, "Oh, you should do it." So we talk about which fetish do you have? What do you think about cheating? What is your reaction to cheating? What do you think about open relationship? Things like, would you eventually want children? What do you think about religion? Like all the like very important.
Yeah, you touched all the good ones. Politics. Did you talk about football?
No, not that.
Football and politics is all that's left.
Oh, we both dislike football, so
okay,
that was great.
Well, I figured I'd ask. 'Cause you're Italian. It's like religion over there,
Yeah, like
You've been with your partner. You told him you wanted to get into the porn industry. He's been supportive. How has your experience in the porn industry been so far?
I'm having a great time.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know. I really met a lot of wonderful people that I love to hang out with. Some of them, they're becoming my good friend. One person I like to talk to a lot is, shout out to Marco Napoli.
Oh, I like Marco. Nice guy.
He started a little bit before me, and he's doing great. I'm surprised not being nominated this year for the Gay Awards.
Well, maybe it's too soon.
I think
I'm not
so.
sure if something was released.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I was texting him and I said, I think next year you're gonna do good, because I know Joel someone is one of his main partner. He's been nominated. I'm very happy for him.
I did a movie for Champ Robinson's website called Who's My Baby Daddy? And
I know I jerk off to that porn.
Do you really?
Yes, I did.
We should make a sequel.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many top there were? I forgot.
I think there was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time. Oh my God, the dicks were huge, man. Joel someone is.
Yeah,
a trooper.
was a trooper.
Yeah.
Casanova was in there, which we filmed for Champ Robinson.
That's right. Casanova was there.
A good friend of mine. I forgot his porn name, so I won't say it. There are a couple of others that I met. I don't want to quote big. Well, you know what? Like, fuck it. Let's quote. But like, I've been listening to a lot of like podcasts about with RuPaul and Michelle Visage, and they can be as problematic as we want them to be for different reason. But one of the core things that they say, it's kind of like life is not that serious. We're literally like one grain of sand in all the history of humanity.
Oh, geez. If we were going to get this serious, I absolutely agree with you.
Right? We're not that important. We're not that important. So, like, why not we know the Matrix exists.
Yeah.
We're not reinventing the wheel. So why not just have fun with it?
Well, I mean, there are people who don't allow themselves to have as much fun as you can. Granted, with moderation, I think, we have to be a part of a society that contributes. Yeah. We have to kind of do certain things. It's a give and take. And as long as everybody gives, other people should get. So, I think as long as you take it within moderation, that's
I always feel the same. I'm a big advocate of like harm reduction, make sure whatever drugs or porno or sex or everything can be addicted.
Yes.
You are taking in moderation, like you said. At the same time, since we got deep for a second, as my therapist will say, shout out to my therapist as well. It's like at the end, like we are sort of a therapist for other people.
Yes,
whatever you're a cameraman
absolutely.
or whatever you're a porno actor, there's certain people they can not live their fantasy. And we are a little bit more sexually explorative than they are. And we just channel that energy and we want to make sure that we're having a good time and that they can have a good time through us.
Even doing something like this, the reason why it came to be was because I've met a lot of really interesting people in this industry, and B, I think from the feedback that I have gotten, there are a lot of people who, porn is exploitative. And the very nature of it is exploitation. A lot of things are. However, we're a part of it. There are people who enjoy it, and we know that they enjoy it, and they're living out their fantasy through us. But then you also have to be able to understand that the models are human beings. The models, you can't just walk up to them and be like, God, I want to fuck you. Cause it doesn't work that way.
Absolutely.
This is somebody that's doing, it's a job and you're doing it and you have you're fortunate enough to have a certain job. However, you don't walk up to somebody and just think that they're one dimensional because you've seen them in porn and that's all. They're horny all the time and that's all they're going to be. Oh, no. And that's the thing, is just humanizing.
Yeah, sometimes I forgot which there's a porno star that I believe it just started with Team Tales probably. With Treasure Island, sorry. And he was telling me, oh yeah, I kind of like cuddling. That's almost like my fetish and the things that I like, because people are sexualizing me so much. They don't understand they're talking to a human being. And the funny part, a lot of us, or a lot of the people that at least I encounter, they're super nice, very sexually explorative and open-minded, and they're really well-educated people. I have 1 university degree, 2 theater and dance degree in once.
How many languages do you speak?
3. Yeah. All bad.
but still, shut up. You speak 3 languages. That's almost, for me, when I hear Europeans or South Americans, sometimes there's certain countries outside of the United States, usually they speak more than 2 languages.
Even within the United States, not to take anything away from the European, which we are beautiful and we're wonderful people, but porno star in general, even American porno star, they are, they're not just like dumb fucking machine.
Agreed. I agree with you.
They're they have interesting personality, they have interesting story.
Well, speaking of interesting, I know that one of the first conversations we had, and I told you about this podcast, I told you about the foot fetish episode that I did, and you were talking about that. We got into fetishes, and one that I have not spoken about too much, and that you already mentioned, is golden showers or piss fetish, right?
Piss fetish or water sports, whatever you want to call them.
There we go. So describe what water sports is.
So water sports will be the act of basically pissing either on someone or receiving the piss from someone. Certain people like it to just observe them. Certain people like to be pissed on, or vice versa. Certain people like to drink it, get pissed in their butthole.
So all of that falls under water sports.
Whatever comes out of your penis.
I think a lot of people now more so in the mainstream know what the term golden shower means because of the Steele dossier and Trump and everything we heard about that P tape. Whether it exists or not, now it's out there, so people kind of know a little bit about it. But it's always cool to talk about it with somebody who enjoys it. Now, you said from an earlier age you enjoyed water sports. Where do you think that came from?
I feel like sometimes people like to taste their own cum.
Yes.
I don't think I didn't really like to taste my own cum. I was not that interested, but I was fascinated by the piss. So I sort of kind of like, oh, what does it taste like? And I just literally put it in my tongue, and that was it. And then when I got more explorative later on, I just really liked the idea, like a warm feelings and a warm sensation on my body. And at a certain point when I realized I was gay, I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me like of cum all over my body, but it's actually piss, and I can have more of it. That's how I started.
Okay.
And then I guess I had like a sir or someone that I was like kind of more like dominant, and he wanted to pee on me, and I was like, oh, I think I like it.
Where would someone go? Like, for instance, if you have a fetish and you enjoy getting...
eagle.
Okay, so the eagle is...
Go to the eagle, go to the urinal. That's how you call it? Did you say? Yeah. And then get a bottle of beer, empty it out, and then just ask if you can fill it up with piss. That's it.
So that's how it happens there. Because I've heard stories.
Yeah.
I've heard stories growing up in New York of going to the Eagle, and if you wanted to get peed on, you would go to the second floor shower or the second floor bathroom, and there's a bathtub, and you get in the bathtub, and that means that you want to get peed on.
Probably the bathtub is no longer there.
Okay, so things have changed.
Because they're like, if there's any sexual activity, they will come with like a flashlight to stop them.
All right, so things have definitely changed then.
But like, for instance, like we went to the a black party. And there's just one section for sex, and then there was a tub where if someone wanted to get peed on, you could just lay there. There's a club there's a club in Brooklyn. I haven't been there in a long time, but they do, I think they also do a party called Inferno.
Okay.
And it's like a sort of glory hole labyrinth environment. And they do 2 nights. One I think is Golden USA, and it's mostly for younger crowd. But also they have another one. I did forget the name. I'm sorry for that. But it's an older crowd. They're not as good looking, but they're really into that.
Okay.
And so it's a little bit more, for people that are really into piss,
dirty, like
it's really nice.
Okay, it's really
It's like
dirty.
they're all drinking like Bud Light
Okay.
and water.
Okay.
Yeah, so like they're a little bit more hardcore.
The young people, when they get older, they'll end up there.
Yes.
Is basically what
Like
it
the
is.
younger one, they're like, oh, it's water sports, but we don't know what to do. The older one, they know what to do.
They all wore like really nice clothes and they don't want to get peed on.
Yeah, most likely.
But the other ones are like, this is my sweatpants.
yeah,
and you
like
can
they're
pee
like,
on
oh,
me.
let me fuck you, and then like I'm gonna just pee all over you.
So it's a sex party too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So other than pissing fetishes,
I'm still stuck in the piss fetish for some reason because I was joking with you last time because we had like 5 or 6 guys over our place, and for some reason we all drink a lot of water because my main partner is like, oh, you guys should all drink a lot of water because we are drunk and we don't want you to waste it. And so he went to the bathroom and he's like, I need to pee, and I was like, yes, thank you. And I was like, can I drink it? And also, like, I'm going to say one thing. I always love to joke about it. I was like, I like my piss like a Sauvignon Blanc.
what does that mean?
It needs to be clear, crispy, with a hint of citrusy.
Okay.
There are, like, people that, like, the love piss, they can get, like, the stinkiest, the better.
Yeah.
The more gross, the one you're gonna swallow and throw up. And there are people that will train you to do that.
Basically.
I personally don't do that, but I have other friends that are doing it and they're loving it. I'm grossed out. I just like it as clear as possible.
Yeah, listen, if I was into piss, I'd probably want it like a Sauvignon Blanc.
It was so nice.
Nice and clear. Just,
It was perfect.
Water, basically. That I'd
like-
be perfectly fine with just water.
The door of the bathroom was open. My partner was like, "Let me pee on you." And then like 4 other guys came one after another. I was like, "Can you also pee in my mouth too?" I was the happiest man on earth. And like also like fetish comes and go. So like I've been into water sports again. Like
So it went away for a while now. This is
like for the past like probably 5 to 6 months, I'm really craving it.
So when it went away, what was in place of it? Did you have something else in place
I don't
of it?
know. Like they're different. But like one day that we did a piss things. The way my partner and I explored with another sir, which was into piss, is because we went to a food party fetish. Also, the thing that sucks right now with like unless there are specific events and there are sex party for certain things, Craigslist is no longer here. Without going too much into politics, but this administration has really like cut everything for like sex worker and anything that is connected to sex. I mean, we saw the extent on Instagram or Facebook. Well, like even a straight person will post something with a little bit too sexy and it will be cut out taken off from the internet. So before was Craigslist, in New York, you're like, oh, we're having a feed party, come over our place, we charge you $10 and that's it. I think before that I had a sir, I always liked this idea of like submission and, either be submissive or being in control, where, there was this guy that just wanted to tie me up. And he had this idea of like maybe wearing like high heels and Gary belt and cage my dick. I was into that for a long time.
Okay, so
like having my dick caged.
That is called
chastity. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And you should actually interview if you haven't done anything about chastity. You should interview
Cage Jock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've come across him on Twitter.
Yeah. I'll give you his phone number.
Yeah, please do. I know who he is. I spoke to him just recently.
Yeah.
He's very big on his brand. So I wanted him to bottom in the scene.
Yeah.
And he was like, but what else? And I was like, I just need you to bottom. But what else? So I know that he really gets into the fetish. So no, I would love to talk to him.
Him and I, we met before he started everything. And I was already into the leather community. And I was like, you need to come with us because you are caging your dick and no one else is doing it, or no one else is really talking about it. You need to come to the leather community where they kind of embrace all kind of different fetish and show that to them as well. And then he started his own brand and he started his own company and I'm really, really happy for him.
Yeah, I would love to talk to him.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, caging my dick was I had that for a little bit. I couldn't do it as long as other people are doing it.
Well, what is it? What involves when you cage your dick?
Like, usually it's always about, someone is more submissive and someone is more in control. So, like there are people that will do it because their dick is too big and the wife wants to keep it in control and have their dick to shrink. There are people that just like the control of the idea that like you're sexually frustrated. So, you're going to feel more pleasure, like almost like a female. The first time that I tried, was thanks to a friend of mine who was like, I'm going to fuck you with another top. I'm going to fuck the shit out of you. And I want you to like really feel the pleasure for your prostate. And now from your dick. So I'm going to cage your dick. So you're not going to be able to touch it. And I'm going to cage you for a day. So you're going to be very horny. And all you're going to feel is the sensation from your behind.
Interesting.
And that was actually, I thank him because on top of discovering the fetish of having my chastity device, I also discovered my prostate. I knew that I had it. I knew how to, but I never come from my own prostate without touching myself.
Which you did tonight.
which I did several times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna send it to you, but like I have one video specifically where like I always have video where like I get fucked and I come a little bit. I have one of the last one I did where I had this stop that fucked me so good that as it was coming inside me, I just came from my prostate and had like a splash of cum coming out from my dick.
Yeah, you got to show it to me.
I was like, oh, it's amazing. I did puppy play. Puppy play was fantastic.
I'm actually interviewing someone tomorrow.
Oh, you should. Like, puppy play was great. I had and it was always about, puppy play was so much fun because it wasn't just about sex. It was more about, fetching and do stuff and like, and all the fetish are helping you to like stay away from like, take your mind off from reality and kind of put you at ease. And I think that's why I've been fascinated by all different fetish.
I think that it's a good time to be, I don't want to sound cliche, but a good time to be alive if you like certain things. Sexual revolution right now is so much bigger than it was in the 60s and 70s. And, with the AIDS in the 80s, it was very, very hard to explore anything. And now I think it's just like a resurgence of stuff.
Yeah.
So
the fetish, the sexual education.
I am so happy you came on and you talked to me a little bit about your industry, career so far. Just for Fans, right? You're on Just for Fans?
Just for Fans, Only Fans.
Okay, so you're on Just for Fans, Only Fans. Luca D Amore. Luca D Amore, right?
Si.
Luca of Love. Please, guys, find him on Just for Fans or Only Fans. Find him on Twitter.
I think it's Luca, capital X, NYC.
At Luca, capital X, NYC on Twitter. And yeah, you'll see him on Treasure Island. You'll see him on a couple of other studios too. But yeah, I want to thank you so much for coming in and talking about fetishes and all that fun stuff.
Till next time.
Yeah. You've been watching Demystifying Gay Porn. I am your host, Ike Grande. Demystifying Gay Porn can be found on every podcast directory as well as YouTube. Demystifying Gay Porn is on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, Discord. And if you like what you're watching and want to be a part of the process, head over to patreon.com/demystifyinggayporn, where you can help support this channel and I can continue making content like this. Once again, this is Demystifying Gay Porn. My name is Ike Grande, and if you watch gay porn, I've definitely helped to get off. Cheers.